I'm out here at the town of Garner, Texas, at the Mineral Wells Trailway. I've got about a 3.7 mile ride to get to Lake Mineral Wells State Park, which is where I'm going to go this evening. I did this ride last year, and it it proved to be a fiasco, which I'll tell you about a little bit later. But it is a beautiful day outside. It is just the beginning of the evening. Most of the grade is downhill into the state park, which will not be fun tomorrow, but for today, be pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to get going. This trailway is beautiful. It's pretty much just a straight line. It is parallel to a little small little country highway out here, and a lot of trees. Sun's bright and not too high in the sky right now, so I'm catching a little bit, but mostly this is just really well maintained flat trail. It's an old, it's a trailway path, and what I mean by that is this was what the railroad used, the railroad tracks, and they replaced the railroad tracks with this equestrian walking and bike path. Anyway, as I said, I rode this last year, and I rode it just before COVID-19 hit last year, and I had a very difficult time. Now this is my wheelhouse. This is a great little stage, this little amphitheater here they have at Lake Mineral Wells. Get myself in frame. Right here at Lake Mineral Wells State Park. I don't know if they have concerts here or classes or performances, but yeah, it's a neat little amphitheater. They've got like just areas of grass. The seating tiers, areas of grass where you can put up like your picnic blankets and stuff and sit and watch something. They could do Shakespeare in the Park here or something.
To be or not to be, that is.
hot. Gonna finish my coffee and finish packing everything up. Very nice morning. Before I pack everything up, I almost forgot to follow up on the story about doing this ride last year. Uh, it was definitely a learning experience. Okay, so last late February, early March, before everything locked down for the panorama that's happening, um, I knew that I was going to ride the Northeast Texas Trail, the NETT, and go between Roxton and um, through Paris, and just kind of ride the NETT. So I came out to do a training ride here on the Lake Mineral Wells Trailway, and I loaded my bike way too heavy, and I started in Weatherford, which is about 16 miles away from the state park that I plan to stay in, the state park where I am right now. And my phone battery was not very strong, and I did not bring a independent charger. What I assumed is that I would get to the state park and just find an electrical plug and charge my phone up if I needed it. But what that means is, after getting some initial footage of the ride, I was afraid my phone was going to die completely, so I stopped taking very much footage. I'll put in that footage right now. I'm currently at what is called the highest point on the Lake Mineral Wells trail, and just before I pulled off to sit here on this bench and get a drink of water, just off in the woods, maybe, I don't know, maybe less than 20 feet from me, a big old bunch of wild hogs just came marauding through the forest and then turned kind of perpendicular to me. It was crazy. There was like, I don't know, it had to be at least a dozen of them. They were huge. They were huge. And they were moving pretty fast too. Anyway, so far my ride on this trail has been pretty fun and pretty good. The trail's relatively flat, and there's not that many people out here on it. Granted, it is very late February, but pretty nice. All right, time to get back at it. Anyway, I also started way too late, and it was an overcast day to begin with, and by the time I got to the trailhead where I left from last night, it was already getting dark. So the last 4 miles of the trip was complete darkness, using only the headlamp in front of my bicycle. And then when I got to the state park, I had not made a reservation, thinking it was a weeknight and it wasn't completely spring yet, so maybe I could just find a place to camp and pay when I got there. But when I got there, the office was closed and it was after dark, and there were sites that were open, but they had reservation tags on them. And I rode for about another hour and a half around the state park, up and down hills, trying to find a place to camp. I finally found an open campsite, and I had just enough time to take out the hobo stove and make some dinner. And I put up my tent, and I just crashed. I had with me a little solar lantern, like one of those little pop-out lanterns, and because it had a USB plug and it had some power in it, I was able to charge my phone up just enough to to call my wife and say, I don't have any phone. I don't have any phone battery. I'll try to get some tomorrow in daylight. I'd never been to this park before either, so that was part of it. And let her know I was okay. And then I got the little bit of footage of the hobo stove, and that was it. The phone was crashed back out again. The next morning, it was almost impossible to find an electrical plug and then hang around long enough for my phone to charge. I found some electrical plugs because, I mean, it's a state park, so there's like RV hookups everywhere. But I would have had to sit there for like 2 hours. My phone was so far gone and the battery was so crapped out. Anyway, then I rode back, and it started to rain, and it rained on me, a light, steady drizzle of rain the entire 16 miles back. Also, the ride back is like predominantly uphill, back to Weatherford, and it's not like a drastic uphill. It's just like steadily uphill, like the whole time back. And it was like a joke. It was like all the things that could happen were happening, and I just embraced the suck, as you do, and rode. But it was not an enjoyable bike trip at all. I got to camp way too late to enjoy being at camp, and I packed too heavy. I packed all my camping stuff on my bike, and then I wasn't even able to use it, and it was just a hard slog. And I'm not necessarily in good shape right now. Far from it, but I was in worse shape last year. Before, as most of us do, I had to face myself because of quarantine. I was like, I have to do something about this. So I've been working on my health lately, but a year ago, when I look at the footage, I was definitely much more out of shape, and it was definitely a training ride to get ready for the Northeast Texas Trail. The net, by the way, I have another video on that. That didn't work out either. I did that the following week, and the path was overgrown, and I went on a Sunday, and everything was closed, and it was just there were several trips back to back that were just like each one was a comedy of errors, and taught me that well, you have to do this a lot and appreciate when it's really good, and when it's not really good, just suffer through and wait for it to be good again. Which, I mean, that's kind of like life. I mean, you suffer through the parts you don't dig, and you wait for the really good stuff to come along, and you're ready for the good stuff, and you appreciate the good stuff because not all of it is good stuff. Anyway, that's what happened last year on the Northeast Texas, or excuse me, on this like Lake Mineral Wells Trailway trip that I took. I'm about to finish my coffee and pack the rest of my little bit of stuff back in my my little kit. I'm gonna go to the restrooms here, put my contacts in, and hit the road. I might get some footage on the way back, but I don't know. It's pretty overcast today. It's really nice. The temperature is really nice, and it's not raining or anything yet. It feels like it might start raining here pretty soon, but not yet, so that's good. Anyway, I'm gonna close it down and get back on the bike and head back. It's been a really enjoyable trip this time, and I appreciate you guys watching. If I end up putting a little bit more footage here at the end, enjoy. All right, gonna finish strong. There's the car. That's where I left from yesterday. The trailhead right here in the little town of Garner, Texas. Whew. Restroom anyway? Bike racks. And make it official. Go right through. All right. Much more successful than last time. Much more successful than last year. All right, I'll do a brief debriefing over by the car. Put the bike on the back of the car. All right, I'm back in the car. Drizzle started to kind of drizzle on me a little bit at the end. I had to take the rain jacket out and sweated in the rain jacket. But made it back to the car, and I'm heading off to get a hamburger and head home for the day. It was a nice little adventure. The only thing I kind of didn't mention already is this time of year there's a lot of dodging of silkworms. There was silkworms hanging from trees, and I think I've put in some shots of the trail in this video. A lot of it's just tree canopy. I did a lot of this kind of dodging out of the way of silkworms. Just hanging from trees. I mean, it's better than spiders. I've hiked and ridden my bike in places where a lot of spiders hang from trees, especially in the early morning hours and late in the evening. But I'll take silkworms over spiders. But it got to be kind of a joke. Like there were enough silkworms to make it a thing. Let's just say it like that. Also, the trail itself is a little bit sandy. So if you come out and do the Lake Mineral Wells Trailway, I recommend bicycles with wider tires, because it's pretty tight packed gravel, and sometimes it's asphalt in a lot of places, but every so often it just gets really, really sandy, and I found myself kind of slipping and sliding. My tires are not super, like, they're not mountain bike tires, but they're not thin like road bike either. So anyway, I don't know. I feel that I've ended this video several times, but this is going to be the definite ending of the video. So I'm heading home. Hey, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want. There'll be some more theater-related stuff and more camping-related stuff, like hobo stove wood stuff, hobo stove cooking, I guess, stuff coming up. And hey, I appreciate it. If you're watching this channel, I appreciate it. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube, and thanks for checking out this stuff, especially if you made it to the end of the video like this. Anyway, have a good day.
Epilogue. So about a day and a half after I got back from this bike trip, I realized I had mosquito bites all over the back of my arms, on both arms by my elbows, just covered with mosquito bites. I put on mosquito repellent, and I changed into that hoodie, but I didn't do so until about half an hour after I got to camp. So wearing that short sleeve shirt at sunset, not a great idea. Live and learn.